Alright, we're doing just finished wheels. Now we're on propellers because they're all black. You got set either side of the toothpick, and around we go. Just a matter of flooding it with it and letting it find its own way. Yeah, I think we turn you around here. Get an idea of what we're doing. Let's just get some on there, pull it up the end, let it flood its own way back. In the case here. My fingers are too big. Just trimming the edge. Paint the hub, whatever colour it's supposed to be. That's a good question. What is the colour supposed to be? Black. Black or silver. They're all good. Put him on the clip here. I can do the last bit, which is that one. I have to check that out as to what the colour of the hub's going to be. If it's black, then okay, that, there, so it's all the way down. Good. Right. I'm also painting the toothpick on this side than I am painting the silver. Very good. Doesn't matter. Okay, next one. Hard side first. Flow the paint around. I got all. Yeah, but I need to do that tire rubber again though. That's good. Right, what's around the block for him's done. That part first. The propellers. I'm going to do them silver. Round. Down, done, done. Okay. Now we just got to poke it through the center sections there. And then do the inside rung. It's easier to do the inside rung first, so we'll do that. More like painting a toothpick. Here we are. The actual head. A little bit more on there. And around the tip we go. And that propeller boss, or propeller hub as you would well call it, has been done. Let's find another one. Good. That'll get him through the traffic lights. Hate that when it does that. It's shit everywhere. Just get that one round as well. Turn him over. Dirty big clump of yellow on that. If it was 30-second scale, I would mask it. If it was 70-second scale, nope. There. One. Alright, we've over the motor anyway, but you can see I've gone here for a little bit of pre-shading, and we'll be putting the NATO green on in a minute. I have masked a fair percentage, so let's keep the pump rolling. Okay, we're on. We're putting on these masks that I made up, which are very similar to what's actually on the aircraft, as best as I can make one without paying for it, so that's cool. And one thing I didn't check, I should have probably done, is I'm working on tail ones, shouldn't I? When I'm painting, I know I'm not going to do the fuselage. Yeah. As we can see, it goes something like that. I've got to do something for the tail, which will be a strip there and a blank out there, but the width of the tape should get me about where I want to be. So, yep, more scribing to do, and then I'll do the fuselage as separate, because I'll be able to see this side and that side and run the lines on that. I don't want to do it freehand because it blows out a little too much overspray, so it'll lose it. So that's what we're up to. That's looking quite good and quite detailed. Masking the areas of overspray, and yeah, it's looking decent. Okay, so we'll stretch out some of this stuff. About the length we need. Pencil that in as per the diagram. The left hand wing doesn't have much at all. Okay, we now have done the wings sections. We now have I've done the fuselage now, and the next thing we will be doing is black lines, I would think. So, quite good. Try and focus on that. Yeah, there we go. The thing, still got to paint the rudder is sky, but it's the same colour as the underneath when I do it, so that's an easy way out. And all done. So next up, black lines. like those big ones that you see there, and also the one on the rudder, or the tail fin actually, yeah. So all the de-icing and don't walk here sort of stuff. So it's coming on. There we go. Come on, you can do it. And there we go, there we have it. So looking pretty schmick. And those masking pieces that are on that small portal window there and on the top, and that's about it. But yeah, I ran tape over the top of them and pressed and touched with my hands and stuff, and they did not move, so they're very good. Okay, let's go and paint black. Next hit. Now I was going to mask them up, do the other mask and do the spray, but I remembered that I had some of these things which I've newly acquired. The Kimon drawing pens, and they go from 0.1 to 0.8 and then 1 millimeter, and then a drawing sort of pen. Yeah, Kimon, micro Kimon, and I've been successful so far with the 0.8 millimeter drawing a straight line in the ridges here between panels, the panel lines. So bear with me while I demask my my panel lines. And we shall show you how it's done with these. And it's much finer than this is a 1 millimeter cut in half. So your accuracy is that. Then you've got to put another piece of masking tape on it. Oh, come on. And paint wise, it's just way too big. In reality, what they scale wise, I suppose you could put it that way. I will mask and paint the icing section. Now I started off using a ruler to make sure that I got a straight line, but I found that if I just use pressure in the right spot with a magnifying glass naturally, I can get a start on the line. Hopefully you can see that she's drilling right down that there. Now I lost concentration, but we're still in the slip range. Right, we'll come back, start again on the other one. Now I can't afford a slip line like I did last time, because that would put me out of bounds. Not using much pressure at all, I'm just dragging it down the ridge. Now I just paint in, maybe about 3 coats, 3 times, paint in between the lines for this particular one, because the idea was to put it right on that support bar for the wing. This line, so we shall use the line. And then we have one line. Hopefully you can make it out. And that's pretty good. I'll give her another coat in a second when that dries. Now, the main small one goes between, and I'll use this panel line here. To make a straight line. And then I'll use the panel line itself when it goes left there and right there. I'll give it 2 soaking hits. Should be thick enough and fine enough to be a visible black line on the unit. So yeah, a definitive big one across the center of the wing, and then one in the ridge panel line between. So that's a pretty easy out when it comes to doing that line. But yeah, again, I gotta mark out where that is. Now this line here is let me see where we're going. Yep, we can. I'm just checking you can see what I'm saying. There's a double line here, and they're oh so close. So if I do line on those, we got it. Now the other one finishes where did we pick that up? That's a blasted hair or a brush. Just letting it guide down into that track. Now I don't think I just did that at the other end, so I'm going to have to, I think we shall be using those a lot for various lines, especially with all the future stuff I've got to do. And I think I got that through Temu. Excellent stuff. Alright, easy job. Love it when it's an easy job. Now I've got to mask out for the de-icing sections, and there are no other black mark out lines, so good. Let's do the next bit. And as you can see, it takes so much time prepping and masking in just to do 5 strips of black. So yeah, there we go. Well, we gave it a bit of RLM grey, XF22 as a bit of pre-shading, and then we used the Royal Light grey XF80 to cover her over. So I now have both sides painted, and we can start pulling things apart. Take all this masking off anyway, and then I'll give it a I've got one little bit of paint to do on the tail, and then I think it's ready for nothing underneath that. Yeah, I think the only section is the tail, and then I can give it a gloss coat, a clear gloss coat, and then we can start putting final bits and pieces on it, like decals and all that sort of stuff again. But yeah, that's where we're at. All covered over so we wouldn't get the light colour spray. As you can see, she's looking good there. So that's the next task. So once we get it all off, we'll have a look at the instructions book again and see what we're doing. Right, we're going to pop a few engines on because we're up to that part now, and I'm just going to pop a bit of this in the holes. The first two, drop them in and hope they stay. That one. Make sure they sort of feel comfy. Get it in the entrance, because it doesn't actually go. The other piece doesn't actually fit all the way down that chute, so there's no point putting glue at the bottom of the hole because it doesn't reach that far. Probably because I've already fitted them. Ha! Those there are on the end of that. Now the only thing I haven't worked out is what's top, what's bottom, and how it goes. So they're showing the very thin, narrow section, which is that, goes to top. This is not going to be easy. Okay. Wait for them to set. Turbochargers in with a dollop of dollop. Now where'd I put the turbochargers? Here. Get them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Correct weight. Now, they go together, they go together. If they're not, if the other partner, these ones go in here. No, they don't. That one goes there, this one comes here. So, he sits in there in those two holes, so that's cool, we can do that. Give the hole a dollop. Do the other side too. Dollop, dollop. They're straight forward, straight out. And why do you have to just roll over when you're going in one way? I don't like going on a face forward. Just check. Let's see, I've rattled it. Same with the other side. Perfect. Now this one, go in here, a little bit there, there. The bend on that one tells me he goes there. Therefore, you being the only one left, go there. Click down, click in. Beautiful. Now, run up the sideboards. Yep. Dollop on that. And we have installed the superchargers. And thanks for watching up to this point. We'll be continuing on in the next episode.